Hello everyone, my name is Riley and this is the RDW Glass YouTube channel. Be sure to tune in every single Tuesday for new glass blowing content. Today in this video, I'm going to show you how I handle my packaging. I've been asked, okay, we're selling the glass, now how do we get it to the customers? Well, today that's what this video is all about. I'm going to flip the camera and we're going to get into how I handle my packaging. Alright, we go to our laptop and then what we do, Google, we look up USPS.com. Enter. And now that we're on USPS.com, we can sign in. And the reason that you sign in is so that you can have your address book saved. So what we're going to do is we're going to hover the mouse right over this send option, and then we're going to go to click and ship. And when you're on click and ship, it takes a second to load, you'll get to this area where you can create a new label. So we're going to hit new label. The cool thing about creating an account is when you go to this little section, you have an address book. So you can actually just type in like the first letter of somebody's name that you have saved to your address book. And then it'll allow you to go right to their address. It's pretty simple. You put their name, you know, all their information, their street address and all that stuff. And then at this little thing right here, you can click Save to the Address Book. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill one out and I'm going to show you what the next step looks like. Alright, once you have the address put in, it'll ask you if you're shipping hazardous materials. Me personally, I don't ship hazardous materials. Then we go down here. You can either put the package value in or just leave it blank. And instead of clicking I have my own package or envelope, what you're going to do is I am shipping with USPS flat rate packaging. Now for some reason weight is required, and I always just put 1. Now on our international packages, you'll want to be exact because you want to make sure your package gets to where it's supposed to go. On these domestic ones, it doesn't matter much. We scroll down and now we have this area where we get that, and you see these flat rate envelope. What we're looking for is a padded flat rate envelope. We'll click that, and then right over here, this will be our next step. It's $9.20. And what you'll do is you'll add it to cart. Now if I scroll up, the name and the label, the name and the person's information is all right up there. And what we do is we would just click Pay Now. And it'll take me to a screen where it allows me to choose from some options to be able to pay with. Shows you the little steps. It's like, you know, create the shipping label, go to the billing, go for your review, and then your confirmation. Once your order is complete, now it's time to print the label. And what we have is just, you know, the standard 8x5 times 11 with the receipt on one side, because I like having the receipt on one side. It's pretty useful for keeping track of your packaging. And when you scroll down here, it'll show the package, and what we would do, we click that. I save mine as a PDF just in case something happens with this screen right here. I have it saved. And then what I do is I'll click print label. Takes you here, and then got some low on ink, but that's okay. We're gonna print. Alright, where we do our videoing is in this area for the glass blurring, and then right next door we have our packaging area. Now, what does a packaging area even consist of? Well, my packaging area consists of some tape. You gotta have tape. The other thing you gotta have, go to a you know, a local area with like a shopping plaza, even a Publix, they always have a crap load of newspaper. You're gonna need that. The other thing I get is a thing of bubble wrap, and right here we have a little bit that will break down, and I'll show you how I do that. I'll take like and cut a section this length, right, and we'll get it. And I'll do piece in there. Something I'll do, I'll grab my scissors and go right down the middle. I got stuck there. Maybe we get through that. Nice amount of rubber out here. Wow. Alright. Put this to the side for now. Down there for now. So this and go. Should be enough. Alright. So, what I have is I have packages this size and packages this size. So, these are 6 inches by 9 inches, and this is, what does it not say it? Alright, 6 by 9. So this is 6 by probably 3 or 4. Yeah, like a 6 by 3 to 4, and then a 6 by 9. And today we're going to be using this one. And what I do is we find the package. Once we find our package, we get our label cut out of the piece of paper. Maybe a little closer there. And then they come with these little small receipts. It's like a small version of the label. I always keep those. And what I use this for usually, if we have multiple packages going out, I'll put the receipt label here, and I'll stack the work that they're getting right on top of it. You know, and then there'll be another receipt here with other work stacked on top of that. So that's usually how I will handle that process. Alright, let's get this label put on. So on Amazon, you can purchase a ink thing that has your name on it. So an ink stamp. You can get different sizes, so I do. One of those there, one there. And then, if you've bought a glass from mountainglass.com, they give you little Made in America stickers. No, not in there. Alright, well anyways, they give you Made in America stickers, or you can go on Amazon and you can buy your own ones. This one's say Made in the USA, Made in the USA. Fancy, fancy. One of those over there. And then hit it with a barcode. And what I do I take this. Got one of these. I know it says this side up, but I was thinking the other day, since this side up doesn't matter if I like cut that off, but that's just a whole nother process of cutting something. But I thought about that, because like this side up on my packaging doesn't really matter most of the time. I would have to like do one of these. Yeah. So I've had that thought. Most of the time I just throw it on there with this side up. What do I do with this? This is garbage. Alright. Get back to this side. We'll do some more tape on here. And do a bunch of pieces across just to really stabilize it. And tape doesn't cost that much, so. And it takes a while to use it all down. And I buy it in bulk. So, alright. We got the label all taped on there. Now it's time to wrap the glass, so I can show you how I do that. Get your stuff out of the way. Alright. So. Bada bing. You gotta stay hydrated. Alright. This person got a hemp wick holder. We do that. Nice little wrap like that. And then we take our newspaper, fold over, and roll. Do that at least twice, and sometimes 3 times. And what I'll do, we'll take this, and we'll go, see, are we going to put things like that, or are we going to do one here and one there? So what I'll do is I'll start by putting this one long ways at the bottom. So it's like this, and we'll leave room for something to go here. And they got these pokers that we were working on last week, the dabbers. Pretty cool. And for those, just take and you roll right up, and then walk in here, this, roll. And these will definitely do 3, because we just, anything that seems like it might be more fragile probably is, so take better care of it. Get them both down there together. Always be careful, it's worth having things a little loose instead of shoving them in there. Got this dabber as well. And in the corner. Do one of those. And I want to give them, I always do free stuff in my packaging. I want to give them this little marble just to add to their collection. We'll put that like right in here, that way when they open that poker, there's a surprise in there. Alright, let's put that there. I want to put something here, and then that will go like that. Let's get, they got this, it's a hand hemp wick holder. I'm gonna get them that. I just realized there's a little chip right there. I gotta actually put this back in the kiln and fix that. Always double check your stuff before you send it off. There's a little mark right there that I gotta put back in the kiln and clean that up. This person, luckily, they're buying stuff all the time, so we'll put that in their next package, and we'll get this package loaded up with everything else they got. I got this cool slider. It's got an implosion on it, and a worm monster. Beautiful 4-hole. Slide, we want it to be slide with some extra curves and twists on it, so we want it to be extra fast. And because we put 2 layers of bubble wrap, we might just do 2 layers of newspaper. And this one can go flush here. You know what? Putting that marble in there made it extend out a little bit too far. Put the marble in a better position right there. It's thicker and not longer. Alright, we got that in there. And what we'll do, take this off right here. Close this up like so. And we'll take a piece of tape. Some over here. And then what I do is I do one long one. I've always done this just to go all the way around. And once again, that's just for the heck of it. And that is how you package up a package to ship glass. Alright everybody, today in this video we showed you how to package glass. So when you're making art, you're going to be if you're getting into making art, you're going to be making a lot of pieces. And what you end up doing is you start kind of giving stuff to family members, and then eventually maybe a friend or a family member will buy something from you. And that kind of sparks the encouragement of like, oh wow, people not only like my stuff, but they would actually spend money on the stuff that I'm spending my time creating. And that, like I said, is just a huge boost for all the aspects of your life, because if your confidence is boosted, you just get better at things. And having the ability to sell your glass online is amazing. That means you do not have to attend events regularly just to get the money for your creations. That means that you have the ability to just kind of, once you've made something, sit back, get on your phone and start typing up, oh, this is a brand new pendant I made. Would anybody be interested in it? And when you first start selling your stuff, you're going to be messing around with your price ranging, because, okay, if I charge this much, I'm not getting any sales, but if I charge this much, I'm getting people buying it too quick. So where's my middle point where I can earn money, the customer's happy, and the creator's happy? That's a big point of any business, is how to make the customer happy and the owner happy. One thing that I got into pretty quickly was USPS. Somebody just told me, like, just go right to, I think it was somebody at Zen Glass Studio was just like, hey, just use USPS to ship your packages. And they don't only ship in the USA, you can actually use USPS, United States Postal Services, to ship things internationally. If you remember on our section of the video where we were filling out the label, there was a section that said United States. Well, if you click that little bar down, there's every country. So you can just select that country, and if you remember, as I said, with the weight, like we just clicked 1 ounce for this, and I don't know if this weighs an ounce or more. I don't have a real good gauge of ounce weight, but on the international package it does matter. Like, it's going to say what's the specific weight in ounces, grams, and pounds, and you have to weigh the package, because this is something that you created and it's being shipped overseas. So wouldn't you want to fill out the information as correct as possible to make sure that that thing actually makes it all the way across the world, across the country. Like, I've had things. I've shipped some of my glass to Spain. I've shipped glass to Australia, which is complete opposite side of the world. So definitely, if you've shipped your glass anywhere far and crazy outside the country, let me know. I'm interested to see where the Americans have been able to get their glass spread to. And something that works really easy and quick, just the USPS.com. You've seen it takes me a very short period of time to fill out the label, and once you've created an account with USPS, if you're going to be shipping packages regularly, you might as well create an account with the USPS, because then you have an address book on there, and that allows you to just click the person's name in your address book if you have returning customers, which if you're creating good stuff, you should be having returning customers. You create a slide that has a mushroom, and it's a red mushroom. This person loves red stuff. Next thing you know, you make a red mushroom pendant, and they buy it. So now you're like, oh, what's your address again? Instead of that, you just be like, you still at the same address? All right, perfect. I have it in my address book. So it makes the process quicker. And if you have like a reoccurring customer, like weekly or monthly, like I have like weekly and monthly reoccurring customers. So the monthly reoccurring customer, you just every time you say, hey, you still at the same address, and at a certain point you're just like, all right, I'll have it out to you ASAP, because they're asking somebody if they still live at the same house over and over again can become annoying for either party. So if they moved somewhere else, like this has happened in the past where I have a regular customer and I'm like, all right, I'll have it out to you ASAP, and they say, hold on, I just want to let you know I live at a new address now, which that put it back in check for me, where it's like, oh, maybe I should be asking all the time, but it's all good. So most of the time, how I get the customer's information is I'll say, okay, thank you for, like, let's say it's just an auction and they won the auction. So I'll say, thank you very much for your support. You won this auction. Will we be using PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo? I used to have Zelle, but for some reason I can't access that anymore. So I'll say, will we be using PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo? They say, Cash App. They say, okay, I'll send you my Cash App link right now. PayPal link. Venmo link. I'll send you that right now. And then I say, so I'll send you my link now. After I receive payment, I'll need your name and shipping information for the package. It takes me 2 to 3 days to ship the package. And once the package leaves, I'll send you a picture of the tracking so you know it's safely on its way and you have the tracking available to you. And most of the time you get an awesome, I'll send the money right now. And then every time I receive money, I always send a message to the customer with a payment received. That way, when I go onto our chat and I'm questioning whether or not, okay, this person this person bought this glass, did they pay for it yet? Yeah, right there. The message says payment received, which means I got the payment. So that's how I kind of keep track of the payments, just by being payment received once I receive the payment. And PayPal is super easy to set up. Most people already have a PayPal. Cash App super easy to set up. Most people already have a Cash App. And Venmo is also super easy to set up. You have to give these apps your banking account, but that's better than giving any banking information to your customers. Let them send you money through these apps that have like a little bit of a third party in between your bank accounts and the money that's coming in. So I keep going into medium rambles, but they're on topic. Just trying to think and make sure I cover everything that needs to be covered for a packaging and shipping episode. Because it's important. There's no glass blowing in this, but as a glass blower, like I said, you're going to be making stuff and it's going to pile up, or you're going to start giving it to family and friends, and then you're going to start selling it. And once you're selling it, it's better not just to sell it to the local people. Get your glass spread across the world, and the way to do that is by using USPS and by using the video I taught you today on how I do my packaging. You have a concept of how to package, but I learned that a lot of the things that I want to learn, I will look it up on the internet nowadays. So instead of asking my elders, I'll go to YouTube and be like, hey, how do you do this? So if somebody looks up how do you package glass, I guess, this will come up. And hopefully there will be some helpful tips and tricks just by watching what I do. And, yeah. Alright. before I ramble on anymore, thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Riley. This is the RDW Glass YouTube channel. If you enjoy the content you're watching, then subscribe, because I post weekly glass blowing videos. Even though this week we didn't have glass blowing, but it's still glass blowing oriented, because if you're a glass blower and you keep making creations, you'll we already said that. Alright. Stay safe. Happy melting. Peace. Hit the like button if you like the video.
After you got your package all packaged, what you need to do is just simply take it to the mailbox and pop it in there. Now that your package is in the mailbox, you are good to go. The mail people will pick it up in the morning. We have a mail dude. We got a mail guy. You may have a mail lady. We got a mailman. So our mailman will pick that up in the morning. And usually what I'll do is, I know that the mail comes by at 11 to 11:30 every day. So what I'll do is I'll wait until about 10:30, and I'll go run my packages out to the mailbox. And if you end up having a big package that can't fit in the mailbox, something awesome that can be done is you can do a package pickup request. And that's simply on the USPS website, right where we did that down bar on the send area to do click and ship. That is actually where you can also find the package pickup request, and you can say, oh, it's on my side door, it's on my front door, it's on top of the mailbox. Anywhere you put the package, you can just tell the mail people and they'll come pick it up. Rain, snow, hail. They had some old saying like that, but alright. Stay safe, everyone. Peace.